Are you all ready?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. May we ask the clerk?
All right, who's here on Pedro Montemares?
Come on up, Pedro. Matamoros. Yes. Judge, just kind of off the record, I'll start out by telling you that there's been a slight change in our applications
Yes.
that we asked for, that you reset it to finish up the application process for probation. Okay.
What?
I think he's going to want to withdraw that and ask for you to decide between 2 and 5, I believe is what.
All right, if you all want to do a plea page, redo that.
Okay.
Have you already done that?
No, ma'am. I just have the old one. So this is new information since this morning, Judge. So initially it was going to be 5 silent. Now he's saying, he just wants to do offer.
Okay, so if you all want to write what your to-do offer is,
Just change it to a cap.
all right, and you all will need to sign off on it.
Sure. So he's making this anywhere between 2 and 5. Okay. So would you initial like that, please? So you agree with that? Thank you. Okay.
Oh, Judge, do we need to sign the bottom?
There.
Yes. And so his plea bargain agreement was originally for him to apply
Yes.
for probation or deferred adjudication. Now he just wants to do time. And so I'll make a decision because they're agreeing to cap of 5, which means I can sentence him anywhere from 5 to 2 years. Well, from 2 to 5 years in the prison. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6552W, State of Texas versus Pedro Montemares. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Jim Olters door for Pedro Matamoros.
And are you Mr. Montemares? All right, you entered a plea to the offense of robbery on July 31st. It was scheduled for a PSI and TAP evaluation. And then there was a DDRF evaluation that we were waiting the results on. According to your original plea bargain agreement, you applied for deferred adjudication. The state was requesting that your punishment be assessed at 5 years in the prison, and they were silent on your application. I've just been informed by both parties that you wish to withdraw your application for deferred adjudication. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make sure you keep your voice up. You can lower your hand. If you'll state your name for the record, please.
Pedro Matamoros.
All right, Mr. Montemares, you understand that your original plea bargain agreement was for the state to remain silent on your application?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're asking that your application for deferred adjudication or probation be withdrawn?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you discussed the withdrawing of that application with your attorney?
Yes.
And there's a new offer that has been tendered to the court. Is that correct, state and defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And state, would you like to offer into evidence the new plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers state's exhibit 1 or it's 2. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Any objection?
No objections.
All right. All right, Mr. Montemares, I'm going to show you what's the entitled the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the new plea bargain agreement, which the court does not have to follow, you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
The court can go with your original agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
But according to this new agreement, you're asking that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 5 years, and the state will remain silent. All other conditions are to remain. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have both party, any questions, I'm sorry, for Mr. Montemares?
Yes, Your Honor, may I?
Yes.
Pedro, you've heard everything here today, and we've talked before we came up, and you've expressed to me that I guess in your words, you just want to get this over with as well as you can. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you and I worked with the state a little bit about kind of pulling all that that back to now it's a cap of 5. You understand that means a judge can go anywhere from 2 to 5. And I explained there's no promises made by me or by Mr. Wilkins over here about what the judge will do. I was going to tell her a couple of things that I know about her, about you, excuse me. Tell her some things that I've found out about you that I think are in your favor, but I'm going to give you a chance briefly. Is there, what's your family situation like? Are you raising children? Give the judge a little bit of background so she can know a little bit about what to do.
I'm not married. I have children, yes, but I rarely get to see them.
Okay. When you were working, what kind of work do you do?
I was doing residential and commercial plumbing.
Plumbing?
Yeah.
When you were arrested, around the time you were arrested, and it's been a while now, were you engaged in that working kind of on a steady basis?
Not at that moment.
Okay. Do you have a chance when you're released from jail? It sounds like a skilled job. Is it? Is
Yes.
plumbing something that requires training?
Yes.
How long has you been doing the plumbing before you?
Yeah, I was doing it under the table. I was working for my friend named Miguel. I've been doing it for like a good 2-3 years on and off.
Okay. So did that involve installing things or just were you just digging a hole? Or? Okay. It's pretty hard work.
Yeah.
Correct. But you were learning about.
Yeah, at the same
being-
time I was learning. Yeah.
All right, you all gotta make sure that it's one at a time. And I'm sorry, you're gonna have to speak up. The court reporter won't be able to hear you.
You were, the judge just said, when I talk, you stop and I'll do the same thing. So you, by doing the digging to get the work going, you also stayed around, I assume, and observed someone that was a master plumber, right? Doing the work, right?
Yes.
And you were learning from that, I assume, correct?
Yes, sir.
So eventually you would be able to move up the ladder and do the kinds of things that you'd already observed him doing.
Yes, sir.
Did you assist him in those other jobs as well as digging?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, so why did you commit this crime?
I really don't have an answer for that.
So when's the last time you were treated for your mental health issues?
I believe it was in 2016, I think.
So it appears from looking at your history, none of it is violent offenses, but you have issues. Your issue is your mental health evaluation, which is bipolar and schizophrenia. And then we have you doing a lot of drugs, meth, Xanax, and heroin. So when's the last time you used heroin before you were taken into custody?
It was the day before I was locked up. I got locked up, yeah.
Okay.
When I got locked up, I was on Xanax.
And then I'm reading the report that your mother doesn't want you in the home, so you have no place to stay. So basically what you're asking me to do is, I'm assuming you're going to ask me to send you to prison for the minimum, which would be 2 years. And then because you want to get everything over with, and then you're going to come out, you're still going to have your mental health issues that you're not being treated for. You're still going to be homeless because you're not going to have employment when you get out of prison. And we're going to be right back where we are now, which is you committing a crime and you come in before another judge, only this time you're going to be a repeater. Here's what I can do. You can either do 5 years in prison. That's what I would give you. Or either I will give you deferred adjudication. On deferred adjudication, we'll get you some help for your mental health issues and for your drug issues. But what I can tell you is, one, you're not a gang member, according to the report that I've received. What I can tell you is when you leave the prison, if you decide to go through the easy route, which is go to prison and do your time, maybe they'll let you out in 2 years, who knows? But when you get out, you're going to think you have your life together. But prison normally is not a place where people get their life together. You're still going to have mental health issues. You're still going to have no place to stay. And the last time you use may be the last time you use, in which case your mom may end up reading about somebody on the news or seeing somebody on the news and having to go identify your body. So you have a choice. If you want prison, I will send you to prison for 5 years. If you want deferred adjudication, I will give you deferred adjudication. The state is silent. But Deputy Laura always says probation in this court is not easy. So which would you prefer, prison or probation?
Will I get help in probation? Like, they're gonna help me with like.
You'll probably be going to SafeP or inpatient treatment to begin with, because there's a waiting list in felony drug court, but I will refer you to felony drug court because they have a dual diagnosis that can help you with your mental health issues and also help you with housing and employment. Or you can do prison.
I'll take the probation.
All right. So how old are your children?
My oldest is 12, my two youngest are 7, and one of them passed away, so.
All right. So hopefully you can get your life together where you can be in their life. But right now you got to work on you. You understand? All right. So I'm going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. This is the run concurrent with 710670. Take in consideration the following: 2023 CR 3373, 710671. There's to be no contact with the following: Tiffany with an I, Aries, Ayres, Wayne McClintock Eskiel. I know I'm mispronouncing that. That's Esequiel, Rivas. The Best Western at 6855 Northwest Loop 410 78238. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court. And we're going to do SafeP. And he's to remain in custody. Going to do 250 hours of community service restitution. Going to order parenting classes. If he successfully completes parenting classes, then 100 hours will be waived. How far did you go in school?
I just made it to 9th.
All right. Why did you drop out at 9th?
I had issues with somebody in the same.
I'm sorry, what?
I had issues with somebody in the same school.
What did he say?
Inside the school, he had issues with someone inside
Okay.
the school.
All right. The remaining 150 hours will be waived if he obtains his GED or goes to some type of trade school and completes it. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline, 90 sober meetings in 90 days upon release. Field visits, 1 time per month until further notice. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So if you start doing well and your children want to have contact with you, it'll have to start off with supervised contact. You understand?
Yes.
Okay,
Can I ask you something?
sure.
Well, why does it have to be supervised if nothing, it had nothing to do with my children?
I'm sorry, what?
If the case had nothing to do with my children, why does it have to be supervised?
All right, the best way I
I'm
can,
just asking.
no, and I appreciate that. Let me give you an example. Do you love your children
Yeah, I do.
and you would do anything for them
Yes,
and you want them protected?
yes.
All right. So let's say that you need a babysitter for your children. Okay.
Mhm.
And somebody recommends me to you to babysit your children. And
Mhm.
you say, great, her credentials are great. My friends say she's a great babysitter, but you say, it's my children. I still want to test her out. So you have me come to your house to babysit your children. First day, everything goes well. Second day, you say, you know what? I'm going to set up cameras to make sure everything's going well. And I'm going to go to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store, you watch what's happening on your house on camera. I'm great, right?
Mhm.
And then your children love me. So you say, your probationary period is over. I want to hire you as a babysitter. And your children are so ecstatic because I'm the Black Mary Poppins. Everybody loves me. So as I'm leaving to walk out the door, I'm happy. I'm like, let me just tell you something that you don't know about me. And I say, I'm bipolar and schizophrenic. I'm not on my medications. And before I came here to babysit your children, I used heroin and Xanax. Do you still hire me? Will you let me around your children without being supervised?
I understand.
That's why. All right, probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Montemoris, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, you can go off the record. So in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. Talk to your probation officer. If you feel there is something that they're not addressing, you can always come back to the court and we'll address it here. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
From here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself a question. Is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is no, don't do it. If it's maybe, don't do it. And in this court, I take reporting very seriously. So you need to always report to your probation officer. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Off the record,
Yes.
a British clank is run with precision. A British home requires nothing less. So a nanny that we need to mold the breed is a nanny that can give commands.
Yes. I like that, James. Iyesha Calderon.
Hello again, Judge. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. And you're on that side. Who's the prosecutor on Calderon? Court is calling 2022 CR 6748 and 2022 CR 6827, State of Texas versus Iyesha Calderon. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense.
Andrew Fraley.
And are you Iyesha Calderon?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision in each cause number with your attorney, and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Iyesha Calderon who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 6748 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on September 22nd, 2022 for a term of 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the same Iyesha Calderon who was placed on community supervision in cause number 2022 CR 6827 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on September 22nd, 2022 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the same allegations in each motion?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Any objection to the state reading the allegation and the defendant's answer being for both motions? Defense?
Any objection? No, Your Honor.
Right, state?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 44 on or about the 26th day of October 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Iyesha Calderon did then and there failed to comply with the rules and regulations of Esperanza Court, and the defendant refused to comply with the treatment recommendations of the court in violation of condition number 44.
All right, just off the record for a moment. I'm looking, I don't see a violation of 44 on the motions that I had. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, how do you plead to the violations in each motion? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 44, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility in each cause number and up to a $1,500 fine in each cause number? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 44?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 44 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. and that is to revoke the individual off for probation and to sentence her to 1 year in the state jail facility on both cause numbers.
That is the agreement, Judge. We asked those run concurrent.
All right, why should I do that?
Judge, she was unsuccessful. She's been in custody for some time. I know that she wanted to address the court and be open to any questions you may have.
Yes, why wasn't
Why
she
this?
successful in Esperanza Court? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Iyesha Calderon.
All right, you can lower your hand. So why were you unsuccessful in Esperanza Court?
It's just honestly, Your Honor, I'm trying to get back to my family. I'm not,
Judge, may I have additional information? Let me talk.
Yeah, but why were you unsuccessful? Excuse me, sorry. Why were you unsuccessful? That's my question. So you say you want to get back to your family, so that's why you were unsuccessful?
no, ma'am, I was unsuccessful because I can't do it, Your Honor. I'm
Why
trying.
not?
Judge, may I help?
No, I mean, I want to hear from her. Why
I understand.
can't you do it?
I tried, Your Honor. I tried the whole treatment thing. I got on Suboxone. I've been off drugs, but unfortunately, me and my judge from the Esperanza Court had a disagreement on the medication I was taking.
What medication for what?
Suboxone
Mhm.
for my drug use, when I was in the alpha home. And she don't think it fits me. She don't think it's right for me. It was helping me. I believe it was helping me because I've been off drugs. So
Well, I mean, you can't be on, that's sort of like when people are taking methadone for heroin. You're not supposed to be on methadone for the rest of your life because then you're just replacing another drug with another one. So you had a disagreement with your judge in that court, then what?
then I went back to jail, and I'm here.
So why didn't you just do what was asked of you?
I tried, and she violated me. That's why I'm here.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she gave you a choice. It wasn't, we're just violating you. Were you not given a choice? Either do what you're being told or you're getting a motion to revoke? Were those your two choices?
Yeah, when I came to jail, she didn't, when I had court with her through Zoom, when I was in the alpha home, she had told me that she violated me. I came forward with her because she didn't know that I was on the medication that I was taking in the alpha home. And she said, okay, well, I'm gonna violate you. Those weren't my conditions. So I came to
What
jail
conditions are you talking about?
for me being on medication. I wasn't allowed to be on the Suboxone or methadone or anything like that. So she violated me, and when I came to jail, that's what happened.
You've taken me from A to Z and you've skipped over the will fall in your story. So let me see if I can get this right. You were ordered into alpha home, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And while you were in alpha home, you were on medication?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this medication that was prescribed to you by a doctor, I'm assuming?
Yes, ma'am, by the alpha home.
Okay, and did the judge know that the alpha home prescribed this to you?
My counselor was there with me, yes, so when I was in court, my counselor was sitting with me.
Oh, Mr. Garrahan, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
And
May I,
But,
Judge?
no. I want to hear what she has to say. Yeah, she's a witness on the witness stand.
You know, I want to help her.
I know. people got to learn how to express themselves. So
I understand.
I'm
that, Judge,
patient.
but
I have
that's-
patience in my pocket. I take it out if needed. So don't think that you're getting on my nerves or anything like that. I'm trying to get you to express to me what's going on because I need to make a decision whether or not I'm going to give you the year that you all agreed to, or either 2 years or anywhere in between. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're at the Apple Home. Esperanza Court wanted you in Apple Home. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So then is Apple Home the person who put you on the medication?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So was the court aware that Apple Home put you on the medication?
No, not until 2 weeks after I was on the medication. But I didn't think it was a problem. I thought being in the Alpha Home, I didn't really think, that it would be a problem, being that it was prescribed to me.
Well,
But
whenever you're in a treatment court, all medications are an issue and you have to tell them about all medications you're on.
yes, ma'am, I see that now.
So I still find it hard to believe that you're saying that the judge sent you back to me for that one violation. What else was going on at Esperanza Court? Because it had to be more than that. And I don't think, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't think you're in treatment at Apple Home and all of a sudden you're on medication and the judge is just like, I'm done, you're on medication, you're being kicked out of the court. I find that hard to believe. So what else was going on that got you sent back to my court?
Well, I left, Your Honor. I left the Alpha Home.
All right, now we're getting to the situation. So you left the Alpha Home,
Yes, ma'am.
and did anybody give you permission to leave the Alpha Home?
No, ma'am.
Why did you leave the Alpha Home?
Because my judge said that she was putting a warrant out for my arrest. She wanted me to turn myself in, but I didn't. I left.
All right, and where did you go?
To my friends that I was staying with, Marcy.
Any other questions?
Yes, Judge. And then, so you voluntarily left off.
Yes,
That's the reason why you're here.
yes,
And you take full responsibility for that, right?
yes, I did.
You knew that was gonna get you violated
Yes,
and it was gonna get you in trouble. You're gonna get sent back to jail. You knew that, right?
yes,
But you did it anyway. I'm sorry, but you did that anyway?
yes,
And you want to tell the judge that you take full, we talked about this earlier, and you said you want to take full responsibility for your actions, right?
yes, ma'am. I do want to take full responsibility, Judge. I realize now that last time I had you in court, you had told me that my people, places, and things would basically get me nowhere, and they haven't. I realize that now.
So what you had told me earlier was that when the judge talked to you before, it was about who you were hanging out with, right?
Yes.
And the people you associate yourself with used to be the problem. It
Yes.
still is the problem, right?
Yes,
That was something that you told me that you remember the judge telling you.
yes,
And then now you have a plan going forward
yes, I do.
where whenever you're released, whenever that is, be it whenever that is, your plan is to move back and leave San Antonio.
Yes.
Where are you gonna go?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with my brother and my sister.
And the reason is because you don't have the same temptations for drugs that you do in Pittsburgh because
I'm with my family.
you don't, it's not as easy to get those when you know everybody in San Antonio.
No, it's not.
And does your brother and sister-in-law have children?
No.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. And each cause number, the court is granting the motion. The court will sentence you to 18 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, $1,500 fine, time and money run concurrent. Cause numbers will run concurrently, and there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And each cause number, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. And that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you would like, I could have you referred to the therapeutic community. I'm not in charge of whether or not they grant you placement in the therapeutic community. That will be completely up to them. The therapeutic community does not increase the time that you're in custody. Would you like that or no?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so in each cause number, the court will recommend the therapeutic community. All right, we can go off the record. You're still gonna have to change your life, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And changing people, places, and things, that is true, but make sure your changing of people, places, and things is not you running away from your problems, you understand? Because
ma'am.
whenever you stop running, the problem that you were running away from is still right there. All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ginger Ferguson. Court is calling 2021 CR 6163, State of Texas versus Ginger Ferguson. If I can have parties announced for the record for the state.
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense.
Gary Chirac for the defense.
And are you Ginger Ferguson?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and give you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution if any to almost OLMOS Police Department for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be 200 hours of community service restitution and the TAP evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all its attachments.
No objection.
State you may be excused.
Thank you.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibit 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you asking that we proceed with
We
sentencing?
proceed, we'll waive PSI, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that my client now is gotten to be stable. I believe you're living with your daughter now,
Yes, sir.
and she has called me 7 times since her mother was arrested, so there is definitely family concern.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 51,
How many children do you have?
4 daughters,
And what are their ages?
33, 32, 31, and 30.
All right, and the daughter that you're planning on staying with, how many children does she have?
She has 2 children.
And what are their ages?
I'm sorry, she has 3 children, I'm sorry. 7, the other one is 4 and, no, I'm sorry, 11, 7, and then 5.
All right, when's the last time you had employment?
I'm working now.
Doing what?
I'm a waitress.
All right, so how often are you using drugs?
I'm not using them. I'm ill now. This was back in 2018, I believe, or 2019.
So when's the last time you used? You're saying the last time you used drugs, was it, because this offense date is from 2020?
Oh, okay, it was back in 2020 when I become ill ever since.
All right, what drugs were you using?
Marijuana and cocaine.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
What's your medical condition?
I have a mass that they found in my head, and then I've got cancer in one of my lungs. I was in the hospital the Thursday before they arrested me when they pulled me over.
When you say when they pull you over, you mean they arrested you
Yes, I
for
was.
a warrant on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is gonna sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine, probated, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So what that means is your daughter cannot use you as a babysitter. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if she says, oh, I just need to run to the grocery store real quick, you can't be there by yourself. You understand?
Understood.
There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. You can either do the 200 hours or you can donate to the San Antonio Food Bank or some other organization that you choose at $7.25 per hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment. I'm sorry, I've already done the proof of employment. Gonna do field visits. One time per month. For 3 months. And then it can be random thereafter. But no less than one field visit at least every 4 months. Do a TAP evaluation that can be out of custody. And if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment and 90 sober meetings in 90 days. All right. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
Is it also including restitution to be determined?
Thank you. Restitution, if any, to Almost PD for drug testing. All right. Is there anything else, probation?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right. Is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
Thank you.
All right, we can go off the record. So you're gonna have to make sure you take care of yourself, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.